guys, it's Rob. Today, I thought I would try something new. Today, I thought I would try for the first time in my life to host a cooking show. So today I'm going to be taking you through a really simple recipe that I eat probably on a monthly basis. It's called Lentil Chickpea Curry. It's a great vegan recipe if you're looking to have a vegetarian night, and it's really simple. So let's take a look at some of the ingredients that we're going to need today. Brown rice, this is going to be our base. You're going to need, I think about 2 cups of brown rice. You're going to need a can of chickpeas, a bell pepper for color, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of coconut oil, 1 onion, 6 garlic cloves. I'm not going to pick them all up, but 6 garlic cloves, 2 cans of coconut milk, a half cup of red lentils, this is the small red lentils, and then we're going to need 3 tablespoons of this guy. And this is probably the strangest ingredient we're using today, so I'm going to give you a nice close shot of that. That's red curry paste. Red curry paste. You can find it in the international section of your food store. And that's a nice product placement there for that company if you can find that. Alright, well, I'm going to get some things set up and then we'll get started. Alright, so now it's time to get started. First things first with this recipe, we want to cook our rice. Brown rice takes a little bit longer than white rice to cook. I recommend brown rice for this recipe, so let's get it started. I'm going to show you my special technique for cooking brown rice so that it tastes perfecto. Alright, so first things first, we're going to get a little bit of olive oil, into this pot over here on the stove, okay? So we want to measure out a teaspoon. I've got my teaspoon handy, a teaspoon of olive oil. It's going to go in the pot, and we're going to heat that up over medium heat. I'm going to set my dial to medium. We're going to get that olive oil heating. Make sure it covers the bottom of the pan. Come back over here. And we're going to add our 2 cups of rice, 2 cups of brown rice to that olive oil. Dump it on in. Get in there. Little friends, get in there. Have a party. Use your magic wooden rice cooking spoon. Stir that on up. Just like Bob Marley. Stir it up. Make sure that the oil coats the rice. We do this before we add the water because we want to give a little bit of flavor to the rice. We're going to leave that there for maybe 2 minutes while I go start cutting up my onion until it starts to get a nutty scent. It's going to smell a little bit nutty. And then we'll add our water and bring to a boil. Find my knife. Okay, so next, I started working on the onion and the garlic. That's what we have to prep first. I'm just going to finish it off here. So I'm going to make some slices into the onion. I like the onion to be pretty small for this, but if you like a strong flavor of onion in dishes, you could cut bigger pieces. But I like my onion diced nice and small, so I'm going to dice it up real small, or as small as I can successfully dice something. Not the greatest with knife work, but I'm doing my best. And I'm gonna add that. That was just half the onion. I already diced the first half. I'm just gonna add that to the bowl that I already started working on. Okay, now before I get going on my last clove of garlic, I'm gonna check on that rice. So let's come back over here, give a little stir. Starting to smell a little bit nutty. But I think I could actually leave it a little bit longer. So I'm going to leave it while I do my garlic. So I've already diced 5 cloves of garlic. This is just the 6th, but I'm going to show you my special garlic dicing technique. Flat side of the knife on top. Boom, squash the garlic. Make sure you don't cut your hand on the sharp side. This way we're gonna be able to peel the skin off nice and easy. See how I can peel it off there in one shot. You could use a garlic press to mince your garlic, but I like dicing mine with a knife. I don't know, I find it satisfying working on my knife skills, getting those pieces nice and small. I go lengthwise and then I cut across, really small. Try to get it as small as you can. That's gonna release the best flavor. And then I'm just gonna kind of go nuts on the board here. Washa! All right, try to get it as small as possible. Ooh, my eyes are starting to water a little bit from that onion that's on the cutting board. All right, so that's pretty good. Get that off the knife blade there so I get all of it. And before I pour that into my bowl, I'm just gonna check on the rice. A nice whiff. Oh, that's starting to smell nutty. Yes, sir. Starting to smell nutty. So now I'm ready to add my water. So for 2 cups brown rice, I go by 3.5 cups water, and that seems to work best, okay? So I'm gonna fill my measuring cup up here with 3.5 cups water. Just get the bottom cleaned out of the little rice bits. All right. Here's about 3.5 cups. That's close enough. And we're gonna add that to the rice on the stove, along with a little pinch of salt. Just gonna give a few dashes of my salt in there. A little stir just to mix it up. And then I'm gonna set that to high. So, I want that to come to a nice rumbling boil, lots of bubbles, and then I'm gonna reduce the heat to just above low, so that's like level 2 or 3 on the stove top, and I'm gonna cook that for 35 minutes, 35 minutes. After the rice is cooked, I tend to take it off the element and let it sit with the lid on for a few minutes so that it absorbs all the water. If there's excess water, you can just drain it out, okay? And that's instructions on rice. So now we gotta get the onions and garlic going. Just gonna pour the rest of my garlic in here. So I'm gonna get my stovetop heated up on medium heat. And because we're using the coconut milk for this recipe, that's the big base, I'm gonna actually oil my pan with coconut oil. Now this, I usually just estimate how much oil to use, but I'll say a teaspoon for this. A teaspoon will probably work. If you like measuring things, I know some people really like to measure stuff, some people it's more of a feel. They like to eyeball their ingredients. And I'm just gonna put my teaspoon of coconut oil in there, get that heated. And then I'm gonna add my onion and garlic to that. I'm gonna let this coconut oil melt. So basically what I'm gonna do is gonna let that coconut oil melt. I'm gonna add my diced onion and 6 cloves of garlic into that, and I'm gonna cook that for about 5 to 7 minutes. If you cook it a little bit shorter, the onion's gonna be crunchy. You're gonna get that powerful onion taste in the finished product. I'm not a big fan of that. I like the onion soft, translucent, cook until it's soft and translucent. So about, I'd say 5 to 7 minutes. Okay? That looks pretty good. It's been about 5 minutes, so now we're gonna add our bell pepper. Finish dicing it here. Got my rest of it diced over here, so I'm gonna dump that in. And I'm just gonna continue to cook that for 2 or 3 more minutes, just to let the bell pepper get a little soft. Okay, now the exciting part. where it all comes together. Got my 2 cans of coconut milk open. Dump them in. Dump them in. Whoa. Careful when dumping in your coconut milk. Okay, get those out of the way. Okay, so over here, I've got my 1/2 cup red lentils rinsed. You want to rinse those until the water runs clear, just to get any grit or grime off them. Dump them in. Dump them in. Get them in there. All right. Yeah, I'm having way too much fun. Okay, and then over here, we've got 3 tablespoons of that oh so yummy red curry sauce. That's the essence, that's the core of this recipe. Get it in there. Okay, so now we're gonna give that a big stir. Big stir. Mix everything up together. And we're gonna set a timer for 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, we're going to add our chickpeas and cook for an additional 5. So I'm going to set that timer, get that going, and dance to a little jazz. Alright, so you can see behind me here, the curry is bubbling away nicely. It's starting to smell great. It's making me really hungry. I've opened my can of chickpeas and given them a good rinse so that all the oil is off. Now I'm going to dump those in. Give it a quick stir. Maybe at this point, because we're getting close to the end of the cook time, add some salt. I'll shake of salt for some flavor. And set my timer for 5 minutes. Alright, so my curry is done. It's smelling great. I just moved it off the element and now I'm doing an optional add-on that I absolutely love. I think it actually makes this recipe. So I don't know if you can see here, I've got raw cashews, so that's unsalted, unroasted, raw cashews, cooking in about a teaspoon of coconut oil with some Tandoori Spice. That's Tandoori Spice sprinkled on top. And I'm just gonna let those heat up, get a little crispy but not burnt. Everything is starting to smell really good, isn't it? How's it smelling, Heather? Oh, we got the thumbs up, we get the thumbs up. Yes, we are ready to eat. I can't wait to serve this up. It's just gonna be a couple more minutes. All right, there's only one thing left to do. Serve it up. Here we go. I've got my rice served out into the bowl. Scoop my curry on. I am hungry. I am ready for this. Did a good workout today. Okay, next, the cashew toppers. And then, what would a nice meal be without garnish? A little cilantro on top. Totally optional though. Look at that. Look at that. How lovely. Mmm. Awesome. Enjoy.